He knocked me out, and he's the only guy to ever knock me out, like finish me. But he's been knocked out many times. So for that, I guess he built his name off that, built his stake to claim, his stake to fame off that. But yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow it because I feel like this is a big challenge for me as well.
You got knocked out by him, like you said, and he's the only guy that's ever done that to you. I want you to rewind the clock. How did that happen? What do you believe you learned from that fight against him? Because you fought him twice. He beat you once by decision, the other time he knocked you out.
Yeah.
Everybody that I spoke to, they said, listen, you were winning both fights, but you got caught. How does that affect your mindset going into this fight?
Oh, I let that go a long time ago.
How are you able to let that go?
Because I do internal work on myself. Yeah. So this was maybe 5, 6 years ago, and I never chased this fight. I thought, like, you know, he's doing kickboxing or whatever. So I focused on my own life. And if you beat someone twice, why you keep chasing them? Exactly. It's because I was doing much better than him. And he saw that and decided, you know what? I'm going to try and take everything he has. And that's where this weekend, this culmination of everything just peaks right there. So, yeah, I let that go a long time ago. This is a new fight. It's a new game, and everything's not the same.
Yeah, in MMA. What are your expectations for Saturday?
Expectations, I expect myself to really let myself just be me. Because this guy's not going to, put it this way, I've always fought the same way since I got in the UFC. I touch him, I don't get hit. They don't touch me. And then I touch them enough times, and they all crumble, or they fall, or they get damaged. But it got to a point where, you know, there's so much tape on me now that people were able to, like, adjust. And once they're in there with me, they realize, okay, dang, I'm not going to last, and I need to try and find a way to not get knocked off, try and find a way to survive. So around round 2, I can kind of feel them trying to just be, okay, let me just do enough. But this guy's not going to do just enough. He's going to bring everything. He's going to bring the whole everything, the kitchen sink. You know, so I look forward to that. That really puts that on me, so I have to shine.
DC, Daniel Cormier was in here yesterday, and off the air, if I remember correctly, I think it's George St. Pierre that he talked about. I'm not sure. He said that you went to see him, and you wanted to really, really talk and learn from what it's like to come back and beat somebody that may have beaten you before. What that's like?
I've done that before many times.
Okay, exactly.
I've done that in the past, in kickboxing, in emphatic fashion as well. But with George, because of, like, look, there's not many people on earth in existence that's ever been in this position.
Yeah.
I remember when George was the champion and he was getting the same criticism I was while he was dominating, dominating 5-0. People couldn't do anything to him. So, yeah, I went to Toronto for, what do you call it, OVO Fest, and then George actually flew from Montreal to come hang out with me, and I felt honored about that. And then we just chopped it up for a couple of days, and I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from him because.
Care to share anything that you learned from him specifically?
Well, he said heavy is the head that wears the crown, and a few other things. We talked about some uncanny. Mickey wouldn't like what we talked about. Put it that way. So we talked about the trappings of fame.
Right.
Yeah.
Of this lifestyle and just everything. He was so open, and I was appreciative of that.
You pointed to, you alluded to just heavy's the head that wears the crown and some of the criticism.
I got a big head.
What criticism do you believe you have received, most importantly, that you deem unfair or inaccurate?
That I'm not trying to press the fight. And I feel like if you actually watch what's happening, if you understand the game of fighting, you can see I'm the one actually pushing the action, and I'm carrying these guys. These last 3 guys I fight because they're not pushing the action. They're not trying to win. You know, I'm in there like, okay, let's go. You know, show me something. But they're hell-bent on surviving after the first round once they realize they're locked in there with a beast.
What was the similarity in criticism that GSP also felt that he was facing, where you saw that parallel?
He was a wrestler, so his style, well, he's a mixed martial artist, full-fledged, but his main thing was wrestling. My main thing is striking. But the criticism he got was like, oh, he just takes people down and lays on them. And I'm like, are you dumb?
Yeah.
Can't you see what he's doing? He's controlling these guys at will and dominating them, beating them on the ground. He might not get the finish all the time, but you have to realize who he's fighting. He's fighting killers, straight savages. And now I think he's early 40s, but he's still got his wits about him, still got millions of dollars in the bank, and able to work in other aspects of his life.
So it sounds like narratives for people that don't really understand MMA.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.